Today we will talk about people who do not realize for a long time that they are pregnant and how it is medically possible. Let's get started. We are all more or less familiar with the symptoms of pregnancy: dizziness, nausea, swelling of the abdomen, and weight gain. Some feel the symptoms more strongly, some less strongly, and some do not realize they are pregnant until the baby is born. There are women who do not realize they are pregnant until after the baby is born, and this is not impossible. In a program broadcast on US television, there are stories of women who do not realize they are pregnant for a long time, do not experience any signs of pregnancy, and even do not know that they are pregnant until their baby is born. The stories of these women are really unbelievable, and one cannot help but ask, how can they miss all the signs and symptoms of pregnancy? The stories of women who didn't realize they were pregnant for months, found out by chance, or were shocked when they gave birth are not from a film scene or a book, they are completely real. And this situation is not as impossible as you might think. According to statistics, this situation can occur in 1 out of every 2,455 births. Let's first listen to the interesting stories of 5 women who experienced this secret pregnancy, and then let's discuss how this event is medically possible with the expert of the subject. Surprised to hear the baby crying in July last year, 18-year-old Milawi Murphy, who lives in Ireland, thought her abdominal pain was appendicitis, but the truth was not at all what she thought. Murphy, who vomited during the night, felt pressure in her abdomen and went into labor within minutes. The young girl, who was in the 26th week of her pregnancy, stated that she felt something sliding down her trousers after going into labor and was surprised by the sound of crying she heard a while later. Murphy, who suffered from back pain and insomnia for a long time, actually gained weight during this period, but she thought this situation was normal. She gave birth while getting ready to go to work. Another story is from Australia. Erin Langmeid, a model, found out that she was pregnant in the 37th week of her pregnancy while she was in labor in the bathroom. According to a report by 7 News Television in 2019, the model, who regularly took birth control pills, went to work regularly every day for 37 weeks without feeling any discomfort. Erin, who doctors said had a very rare hidden pregnancy, said she was in the bathroom during labor, suddenly started to feel bad, and gave birth to a baby in a few seconds. I looked down and saw the baby's head. Emma Crofts Wilson, 19, from New Zealand, showed no signs of pregnancy for 39 weeks. Emma had intense abdominal and lower back pain the night before the birth, but she dismissed it as a simple pain. The next day, when she was home alone, she labored again. Emma did not realize she was in labor until she saw the baby's head. Emma, who gave birth to her daughter on her own in the middle of the kitchen, described the shock she experienced with the following words: "I had no idea what was happening. I was in labor like a knife stabbing. I looked down and saw the baby's head. A few minutes later, my baby was in my arms. I was in great shock, but I managed to cut the umbilical cord with kitchen scissors and wrap the baby in a towel. I saw you this morning and you were not pregnant." Clara Dolan, 23, started a new job as a sales manager that day. She felt cramps in her stomach before she left home, but she thought it was the excitement of her first day at work, so she took a painkiller and went to work. When the pain increased at work, he returned home, but he forgot to take the house key with him. Until the locksmith came, she walked around the apartment, up and down the stairs. When the door was finally opened and she lay down on her bed to relieve the pain, she realized that she was bleeding. The neighbor, who heard Dolan shouting, called the ambulance, but Dolan, who started to push only instinctively, held her baby, whose existence she had been unaware of for 9 months, in her arms within minutes. The young woman, who had been taking birth control pills for 9 months, menstruated and gained only 2 kilograms, called her mother and informed her that I had a daughter. Her mother, who remained silent on the phone for a while, expressed her surprise. "I saw you this morning and you were not pregnant." Her mother was right, because even Dolan still could not believe that she had given birth. Throughout the pregnancy, there had been no nausea, no back pain, no other signs of pregnancy. Doctors diagnosed hidden pregnancy and said it was more common than previously thought. "I thought I was going through menopause, but it turned out I was pregnant." Another interesting pregnancy story from Turkey. GS, a mother of 2 children, was not planning to have children again, but she was surprised when she learned that she was pregnant, since she did not have the intense nausea she experienced in her 2 previous pregnancies. She learned that she was pregnant exactly 5 months later. Since she was 43 years old, had irregular periods, and people around her told her that she had gained some weight. She thought she was about to enter menopause and went to the doctor. I never thought I would be pregnant, so I even had an x-ray, which gave us a lot of fears about the baby's health in the later months of the pregnancy. I came out of the hospital I went to for menopause by learning that I was pregnant, and I held my baby in my arms very soon afterwards, said GC. She still cannot believe that her pregnancy lasted so short. Our gynecology and obstetrics doctor says that the stories of women who give birth without being aware of their pregnancy in the news or TV programs seem impossible to those who have experienced pregnancy before. But it is possible in reality, stating that there are two situations in which a woman will not be aware of her pregnancy. The doctor states that both situations indicate that there are important psychological and sociological problems in the person. The doctor says that rejected pregnancies are deliberately concealed pregnancies. The expectant mother does not accept this situation despite knowing that she is pregnant, while hidden pregnancies occur when the mother does not notice the symptoms of pregnancy. So, why would a mother choose to ignore or deny that she is pregnant? Pregnancy is a time of tremendous emotional and physical change for women. For some, the necessary emotional adaptations are not possible, resulting in maladaptive coping mechanisms. Unfortunately, these range from depression and substance abuse to outright denial of pregnancy. Pregnancy denial is a serious condition with negative consequences for both mother and child. The renowned doctor also lists the medical causes of this condition as follows. Pregnancy symptoms such as morning sickness do not occur or may occur unexpectedly. For example, nausea at night. The pregnancy is the result of rape or incest, and the mother may not recognize that she is pregnant because of the trauma of the event. The mother may be an athlete who trains so hard that early pregnancy is not physically obvious. The mother may have taken a pregnancy test that gave false negative results. The mother has menstrual irregularities and therefore may not realize she is pregnant for several weeks or even months. The mother is overweight and therefore may not be aware of the additional weight or pressure she might otherwise feel. Those who do not know they are pregnant. She called out to her daughter in labor. You were not pregnant this morning. 1 in 475 pregnancies may experience a rejected pregnancy. Doctors say that while some hidden pregnancies have understandable causes, others are the result of severe psychological conditions and can literally hide the mother's own physical condition from herself until the baby is actually born. According to medical research, a denied pregnancy is not uncommon. In about 1 in 475 pregnancies, women are unaware of their pregnancy until the 20th week of gestation or longer, says the doctor, emphasizing that this rate is not at all low. 1. In every 24-55 women learns she is pregnant during labor. The doctor states that although it is a little rarer to not know about pregnancy until giving birth, it can happen in about 1 in 2,455 births, and from this point of view, a woman is 3 times more likely to give birth without knowing she is pregnant than to give birth to triplets. She came to the hospital with a ruptured hysterectomy, but it turned out that labor had started. Our doctors describe a similar story from their own experience and emphasize that hidden or denied pregnancies can occur in all socioeconomic groups, races, and ages, and that not being aware of the pregnancy even in the first 20 weeks has the potential to put the health of both mother and baby at risk. A 17-year-old patient presented to the emergency department because my cyst had burst. As a result of my examination, we determined that the person was pregnant, even labor had started, and that the water-filled sac that burst was not a cyst, but the membrane of the baby. 26-week-old baby, not hernia. In another incident, the patient comes to the hospital with inguinal hernia. The surgeon who examines the patient says that the giant cyst in the patient's abdomen may be gynecological, and that he wants him to see the patient. The surgeon describes the incident he experienced in the following words. On examination, there was the appearance of a mass up to 4 fingers above the navel, but I immediately realized that the person was pregnant. When I did an ultrasound, we realized that she was 26 weeks pregnant. She was really shocked because she thought that she did not show any symptoms. In fact, she had intermittent bleeding, but she always thought it was menstrual bleeding. Unfortunately, we observed that out-of-wedlock pregnancies are often tried to be hidden. Thank you for watching.